just did this in the fall, and it was not just a minute ago that we did this, and time is quickly going, and that feels insane to me. The fact that we have 97 days, 17 hours, and however many minutes to go to graduation, and counting. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about with you guys tonight. All of this is being recorded, by the way, so if you were like me at the end of the day and everything, it's like womp, 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 like peanut style, and you're not hearing everything that I'm saying, it will be recorded. I'm gonna send the slides out to you, or if you wanna be like our students and take your phones out and take pictures as your notes, you're welcome to do that as well. But we're gonna go over a lot of dates tonight, starting with, this is kind of everything that's coming up. We did have a senior walk that was scheduled for March, but that has since been rescheduled. Look, you're already doing it. Look on the phone. Look, you're great. Keep going. So the new date for the senior walk is going to be sometime in April. We're not sure what time that's going to be or what day that's going to be. It's going to be in the morning like it was last year, but as soon as I have that date, you all know I love a Parent Square message. I will send it out to you. After that, we do have the dates for our Senior Honors Assembly, Baccalaureate, graduation rehearsals, graduation, all those fun and exciting things that we are, maybe some of us are not counting down to. Maybe it's like, I don't want that to happen, but here it comes. So, Senior Honors Assembly is going to be here on Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. Going off of that, we are working on the seniors' last day of school. So weird to say this, is May 17th. It's just bizarre to say that, right? But that's their last day, and that is the date that we're also going to be doing our senior field day. More information on that is going to be coming soon. Moving into senior exams. Those will take place the following week. So the week before graduation is when seniors, if they need to take any of those exams, that is when they will go and do so. I have another slide that has what exams are coming on what day, whether they're in the morning or the afternoon, in a couple minutes. But that takes place May 20th through the 24th. We will have 2 mandatory graduation rehearsals. And in a little bit, I'm going to talk about why they're mandatory and what's going to specifically happen at each of those. So please mark your calendars now for those. They're from 9 to 12 on both Tuesday, May 28th, and Wednesday, May 29th. So the 2 days leading up right before graduation. That will be here, yes. Baccalaureate will take place on May 28th, which is a Tuesday at 7 p.m., which will be at WEAG. There's another slide on that in a little bit. And then Thursday, the 30th, there we are. We have arrived at graduation at 11 a.m. I'm going to talk about graduation a little bit and kind of share with you the information that we've been given. The whole sum of it, though, is what we are used to at the Siegel Center is basically going to mirror what we're going to be doing at the new event space. Okay? And then lastly, on the night of graduation after that, our fabulous ANGP committee is working incredibly hard to put together the biggest ANGP for our seniors. They're going to be here to talk about this in a little bit with you guys as well, but that takes place, that's supposed to be 1 a.m., 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., Thank you for that correction. All right, here I go. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Marshall really quickly. He's going to talk about Project Maverick, and that way he can talk to you for a little bit.
Hey everybody, it's 2024, y'all. Can I get a round of applause for your senior class administrator, by the way? You're one of 3 men, and doing a tremendous job helping to shepherd you all through this complicated year, and will continue to. I know the communication is really important, and giving you all a roadmap is really key for this moment in your academic career, your child's academic career. I just wanted to plug really quick a date to put on your calendar and your seniors' calendar, and that is our Project Maverick Showcase on Tuesday, March 26th. This is a school-wide culminating capstone project where students get to show off the skills that they've been practicing and honing really for their 13 years in Henrico County schools. The skills that we think are really valuable in communicating and collaborating and critical thinking and problem solving. And just about every senior will have a chance to show off their Project Maverick project, what they've come up with. And it's a passion project for many. It's a chance to really kind of interact with public policy for the first time. It's challenging and hard and a source of frustration sometimes, The results are really, really cool, and we're the only school that does something like this. In fact, the rest of the Rango schools are starting to adopt it, similar things countywide now. But one of the key parts of that is presenting your findings to an authentic audience, to our community. That's you all, that's each other, that's grandparents, aunts, and uncles that can come as well. But plan on your seniors being here that evening to take a shift and presenting their project. The athletics calendar has been cleared for that night. This is not only a chance to show off Project Maverick, but also should be kind of one of those long lists of kind of fun senior events where the whole class is together for one more time. It kind of kicks off senior season. So that's Project Maverick Showcase coming up next month. Hand it back over to Ms. P.
Thank you. So the senior walk, I've mentioned this very quickly. Like I said, the date is going to be sometime mid-April. They threw out a tentative date, but I don't even want to give that to you yet because it's probably going to change. So once I have the official one, I will send that out to you all. But basically, if you're like, what the heck is a senior walk? This is basically a really cool thing that has happened in other surrounding areas, but over the last couple of years, this has really picked up in Henrico County. Where seniors get to attend in the morning. They go to their feeder patterns, so their elementary, their middle school, and they go in their gowns and they go walk the halls of their old schools. And it's become a much more organized event over the last couple of years where we'll be providing transportation for seniors to go on their particular routed path. It's a countywide event. All schools are participating, so more information on that is going to be coming soon. Again, like I said, with the official date. Senior Field Day, like I said, is going to be on the last day of school for seniors, so May 17th. The rain date we're still working with because even though we are graduating earlier, things like AP tests, SOLs, all that fun stuff did not move. So we're trying to look at the testing calendar, look at the activities calendar, look at everything together to come up with the best alternative date if we even need it, so that we can have as many, if not all of our seniors there to enjoy one last kind of like really big fun time, aside from graduation, with each other. So we're gonna have lots of fun things for them there. I love a senior field day, so I'm trying to get all the fun things here and ready for them to go and just have fun and be kids and enjoy each other's time. So we're gonna be looking for volunteers for this, volunteers for help, or if you have like, for some reason you have a giant Connect 4 at your house, or cornhole boards, or what was it, ladder golf, right? Something like that you would be willing to let us borrow for a couple of hours. I'll be sending out a lot more communication for that as we get closer. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Good real quick to talk a little bit about more of the logistics behind requesting mid-year transcripts.
Thanks. It's good to see you guys again tonight. Last time I was here, I gave you tons of information. We are at the beginning of this process. Now we're midway. Some of you might be finished, but we might be at the halfway point. So we did release mid-year transcripts on January 31st, so you've probably already done this. Your child has already done this. This is just a reminder, if they need this to be completed, this is how the process works. So this year, if you've had older children, this is a little bit different. We did a different style this year. So if your child needs to send a mid-year request to a school, a college or a university, what they would do is just go into Parchment and order it directly to the college or university they'd like it to go to. Then as counselors, we will process this. We did a lot of this already on January 31st and February 1st, so a lot of this has already been done. This is just a friendly reminder if you still need to do it. So, for instance, if your child needs to send a transcript to 2 different schools, they would send 2 orders in Parchment, 1 to UVA, 1 to Tech, for an example. Also, here to remind you, in this room on the 22nd of May at 6 o'clock, we will have the Senior Awards Assembly. It's a great program. It's always fun to give kids money. And give them awards for all the hard work that they've done over the years since they've been here at Freeman. Friendly reminder to be looking at scholarships if that is something that you need. We are updating the scholarship newsletter weekly. We usually do it every 2 weeks, but there's so many things that are out there that basically Ms. Garnett and I are doing it every week, so there's lots of information that's on there. We also put a post on Schoology today for your children who have already received money. If you please let us know, like they got a scholarship, but they got some kind of money to some school. You can fill out that Google Doc. It takes about 5 minutes, and just let us know where they're going and what they've received. And then the last plug I would like to put in is we worked with your students a lot in the fall to help them with this process. A lot of times we don't know where they're going, okay? So if they want to reach out to us and let us know where they're going and where they're ending up, that would be awesome. Their counselors would love to hear from them to know what's happening. Some of them don't know. Some of them are still in the process and still waiting. I think I told you my son is a senior. He's still waiting. He's narrowed it down, but he's still waiting, so he doesn't know either. So that's okay. I'm going to hand it over to our GRASS representative. She's going to talk to you a little bit about the financial aid process. FAFSA has been a little bit different this year, so she's here to answer any questions you might have about that. So I'm going to hand it over to Mrs. White.
Hi everyone. I know I've had the pleasure of meeting with several of you this year, and so I'm going to go over some of the FAFSA updates that we have right now and also plug my services. Out of curiosity, can I get a show of hands? How many people have submitted their FAFSA or their students submitted their FAFSA? Okay, good. I see a good amount of hands, but if you haven't yet, it's not too late. So the FAFSA did go live January 1st. I know it was a pretty rocky opening, and that soft launch period lasted about a month. But since then, we've heard that families are having a much easier time submitting their FAFSA. Some updates that we have right now is that schools will not be receiving the FAFSA to process until mid-March. So even if you've submitted your FAFSA right now, schools still have not seen this information. This also means that you cannot go back in and make any edits or changes until the FAFSA is processed mid-March at the earliest. So around mid-March to April, start logging in, check your email, log into your student aid account, and see what the status of your FAFSA is under your activity. And so with this new timeline in mind, schools are letting us know that they're hoping to start getting award letters out towards the end of March into April. So these award letters are going to let you and your student know how much money you'll get in federal, state, and institutional grants, as well as the amount of subsidized loans that you'll be offered. Some schools are saying that they might push back their decision day. Right now we have UVA and Tech that have come out and said that their decision day will now be May 15th instead of May 1st. But not all schools are required to do this, so don't expect a huge wave of that. Also for students that have parents or contributors that do not have social security numbers, until now, they have not been able to make an FSA ID, but we've just gotten information on how we can work around that so that they can submit a preliminary form to get that date in if they have to meet a certain deadline. Then I am here every Thursday from 9 to 2, and I can meet with you one-on-one to also search for scholarships and to answer any FAFSA questions. So if you do run into issues when your FAFSA is processed, if you need to add signatures, or if you're having trouble making any changes, let me know and I can walk you through that. I'll stay a little bit after if you have any personal questions you'd like to ask me about the FAFSA or the financial aid process.
Thank you so much, Lauren. All right. Hopefully none of your children fall under this category because they're coming to school and they're coming on time and they're doing well in their classes. So they are exam exempt. Okay, good talk. All right, should they have to take one or multiple, this is the exam schedule. Again, taking place Monday to Thursday, the 20th through the 23rd. Essentially, we have an AM and a PM. So starting with the two really mandatory ones for most, passing English and passing Gov. So we put those two exams first on Monday, May 20th. English is the very first one, starting in the morning, followed by social studies in the afternoon. Then on Tuesday the 21st, we jump to math in the morning and science in the afternoon. But by the time we get to Wednesday in the morning, we pack in world languages, CTE, fine arts, electives. But then if your child is absent and they didn't go to their original exam date in the afternoon on Wednesday the 22nd, that's when there's that first opportunity to go for the makeup exam. And the same thing happens on Thursday in the afternoon, retakes and or makeups. Exam schedule. I'll send all that out. I know we talked about this in the fall, but I always feel like putting it in more places is a safe bet. I'm not going to read all of this to y'all, because again, I'm going to send it out. But if you remember, if you were here in the fall, we were talking about how basically senior exam exemption works in tiers. That first tier is attendance to school. Because if you think about the fact that they're asking to be exempt from a whole course exam, they need to be here and show that they understand the content in order to do that. And in order to prove that they know the content, they have to be in school. So that's why Tier 1 is called attendance to school. If they have 6 or more unexcused tardies to school, they have to take every exam. They do not pass go, do not collect $200, don't go to Tier 2. If they check that box, then you proceed to Tier 2, which is attendance to their individual classes. 6 unexcused tardies to an individual class equals an absence, okay? Or, sorry, 3 unexcused tardies to a class equals an absence, okay? The senior has to attend at least 75% of that class in order to be counted present, and you cannot have been absent from that class more than 10 times during the school year. And if they're taking like a semester elective or something like that, no more than 5. If they check that box, then you go to Tier 3, academic success. So by the end of this quarter, the quarter that we're currently in, they must have a cumulative average of a 79.5. So for quarter 1, 2, and 3. Then they just simply maintain that 80 throughout the 4th quarter. So their senior teacher should be having conversations with them in the next couple of weeks, being like, hey, this is where you're at, you have to take the exam, or like, great job, keep it up, okay? Baccalaureate. I'm going to turn it over to our fabulous baccalaureate committee, and they're going to talk about what baccalaureate is. They're going to talk a little bit about when it is, what to expect, and all of that. I'm going to walk the mic to you. I'm going to run the mic to you.
Hi, good evening. On behalf of the Baccalaureate Committee, we invite you and your family and friends to the baccalaureate, which will be May 28th at 7 p.m. It's at the West End Assembly of God. They kind of do a community outreach and are nice to let us use their space. It holds all the numbers that we'll have, and it's close in proximity to Freeman. Most of you probably know what baccalaureate is, but for those that may be watching this at home, it's an inspirational and joyful time to reflect for seniors and their families, and think about the past, the present, and where they're going. The attire is dressy casual, and the seniors will wear their gowns, but not their caps or cords. The program will consist of student performers, singers, musicians, readers, and we'll have a slideshow and be asking for 3 photos of your child, your senior, and there'll be a QR code coming up for you to use to upload those. No ticket will be required, so if you have last minute family or friends that would like to join, that would be fine. Look out for an invitation, but mark your calendars now. Thank you.
And May 17th will be the last day to receive the notice.
So we're going to also ask that these be sent out maybe in Freeman Ford and find it there. So yeah, the deadline for the photos is May 17th. Thank you.
All right, so as we get closer to graduation, we're going to be talking about fees. I'm going to start sending out messages soon for families who have students who have not paid their $60 senior dues That is something that's mandatory for students to pay, and it covers a lot more. So in the past, you're probably used to maybe a $3 or $4 class fee. The $60 class fee goes, some of it to the event center, to the cap and gown, to the diploma cover. It covers a whole lot more, which is why that price is a lot higher. But this also includes things such as, hey, you have a library book that you've had since 3rd grade. Need you to pay that fee. You had a lab fee that you hadn't paid yet. So I'm going to be working with our financial secretary very closely and frequently, coming up with a very up-to-date list, and we're going to be talking with students. That way they know what it is that they still owe in order to get their graduation tickets, in order to get their parking pass, and in order to get their diploma. So all of that is going to be coming out in March. Ideally, like I'd like it early March if possible, but that's my goal, is early March. To give y'all as much of a heads up as possible. The ways that you have paid fees in the past, it's exactly the same, where you go to OSP and you can pay for all of those outstanding fees there. There are directions here for you, and so again, when I send this out, and if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask. I know that it's a lot of information. Feels sometimes like you're drinking from a water hose. I am happy to help with whatever it is that you need. Don't ever hesitate to email and ask the question. I would rather you ask. All right, so let's talk about these 2 graduation rehearsals. There are 2 because it's amazing how long it takes a group of 400 very smart children to walk in a line and sit. I have done this now. This will be my 11th graduation, and every time when you say you may now be seated, there's always 5 kids that are like, oh, now. I'm like, no, everybody stand back up and sit. But at these practices, a couple of things also take place. We're going to be having a bunch of teachers and a bunch of volunteers here, so if you still have fees to pay, you can do it while you have to be here from 9 to 12 for that rehearsal. So, with the first one, on May 28th, we're starting right at 9. And I've had a lot of seniors on, but Ms. Paley, why does it take so long? I'm like, if you have that friend who you know is going to roll in at 9:30, tell them that we start at 8:30. That way they show up on time. Because we need to have everybody here, that way everybody knows and feels comfortable on the day that we're all going to be looking to celebrate them and look at them walking into this sports center, right? So we want them all to be here and to know what it is that they need to do. At the first practice, this is where I'm going to be giving them their caps. Again, I hold on to them until the very last minute so that nobody loses them. So senior caps and outstanding financial obligations. Those are the 2 main things in addition to the graduation practice that we're going to be going over. Those fees have to be paid by 6 p.m. that night on the 28th if they want to show up to practice the next day and then get their graduation tickets and parking pass from us. We see that they're green, they're good to go. Here's your envelope of tickets. I'm very excited, and I asked a lot of questions. I was like, no, I have a senior family meeting. How many graduation tickets do we get? Because I know you're all thinking it, and I don't blame you. I'm very happy to announce that every graduate will receive 8 tickets, which is the same as last year. So every graduate will have 8 tickets, and again, that number is sent to us by central office based on senior class size, event space, etc. But those and parking passes will be given out at practice number 2. The question always comes up. I didn't pay my fee. Are you going to give my tickets away? Absolutely not. We're not going to do that. We're going to hold on to them and just make sure that we have what we need. That way we can make sure that we can do that envelope with your tickets and your parking pass for graduation. For attire, we always get a couple of questions about caps. I decorated my college cap. That is not something that we allow in the county, unfortunately. I get it. But they're not allowed to decorate their caps. We will have extra ones on hand in case somebody does so, but their cap, their gown, their tassel, they cannot decorate. When it comes to their regalia, the county is encouraging and is mandating that it is only Henrico County school organized, recognized apparel that they can wear with their gowns. And then same situation for dress code that we had for convocation applies for graduation. No jeans, sneakers, flip-flops, any of that. Graduation day, again, if I'm remembering correctly, when you went to the Siegel Center, it was like doors open, students have to be there an hour and a half early before it starts. It's going to be something similar to that. When I talked to Rick Lilly, he was saying, basically what we did at the Siegel Center is what we're going to be doing this year at the new event space. But when we get the official time, I believe they had a meeting today to talk about all of this information. So when I find out what time the graduates have to be there, I'll send that out to y'all, as well as when the doors open for you guys to go in and get your seats. I don't have that information yet, but the processional begins right at 11, and then post-graduation, that's when the seniors will come back to our little holding area where they'll actually receive their diplomas. So when they walk across the stage, you will see Dr. Marshall hand them a diploma cover. There is no diploma in it in case something happens and somebody gets the wrong diploma. So that's why after graduation, they will come back to our holding area. We'll have it set up alphabetically, and then the students can come get their diplomas there to put in their covers. And they can get their phones back, bags, any of those things. So same thing as the Siegel Center. They can't have their phones on them. We will have envelopes with their names on them, clearly labeled, where if they have to come in with their phone, they put it right in there. Same thing with small bags, any of that stuff. They cannot, keys, any of that. They cannot have that on their person. So I'm going to highly encourage carpooling, if at all possible. I'm going to turn it over to our ANGP committee now to talk a little bit about where we are with the all-night graduation party, where we need some help, and just kind of what your students can look forward to for ANGP.
Hi, Valerie Hendricks. Sorry about my voice. Today's the worst day for me to get laryngitis, but here it is. So the all-night graduation party happens at 10 o'clock on graduation night, and it goes until 3 o'clock in the morning. It is an alcohol-free and drug-free environment with lots of chaperones there for your kids. So it is a safe day for them to celebrate that they have graduated from high school. As you can see, our goal of $12,000 from families is we are now at $5,192. So we are almost halfway there. If you've not had a chance to donate, please donate for the party. It's fully funded by donations from the community and our Freeman families. So we really depend, no amount is too small. $20, $10, please, although it does cost about $100 per kid. We have tons of great prizes. Big screen TVs, we have the speakers that everybody wants these days that have the lights and, so, I don't know, they dance to them, I guess. That was a big hit last year. So, we do have our biggest fundraiser coming up this Saturday night at Hardywood. There's a QR code out on the table if you want to come. It's going to be lots of fun. We have 3 local bands that are donating their time, and Hardywood has donated the space for us to have this event. So there are lots of Freeman parents there can mingle with your friends' parents. The kids are not invited to this. It is 21 and over only, and you must have a ticket to come. And we're going to, Hardywood on Owensby, the one in, not West Creek, the other one. So yeah, don't go to West Creek because we won't be there. We'll be downtown. So yeah, we're trying to get lots of people to come, and it's a really fun time. We did it 2 years ago, and it was a blast. Then there's a 50-50 raffle, so bring your cash. So you can win some money, and we can get some money. So the night of the party, I've got a slide. Oh, tickets will be sold later. We tried to get them to be in for tonight to be selling them, but they didn't come in. So tickets will be $20, and kids get a t-shirt. They do wear the t-shirt to the party. And if your kid says, oh, nobody else is going to have their shirt on, everybody's going to have their shirt on. That's kind of their ticket in. We see they've got their shirt. We know they've paid their money. So here's a QR code to donate if you'd like to. And there are a few more families that are up there that have donated. So thank you to all the families that have donated already. We also, there's some of the fun things that happened the night of the party. We have lots of pizzas and prizes again. There's a human whack-a-mole, which the kids seem to love. Even though they know they're going to get whacked on the head, they still climb in there and let their friends hit them. I also have a list up there of our committee members. They've been working really hard to get this party going. So if you see any of those people out and about, please tell them thank you for helping. I am still looking for either a nurse or a doctor to be at the event. You don't have to just stand around and wait for an emergency. You can participate in one of the other volunteer events. We just are mandated to have somebody there. A sign-up genius will be going out closer to the party to invite you all in to help. We do need lots of help. We need some security. We need people to man the whack-a-mole, the mechanical bull, and prize table. So I hope that you will volunteer. You say, oh, I can't stay till 3. You get in there, you have the energy of the kids, and it's lots of fun. And you can stay up till 3 o'clock. You might want to take the next day off for fun. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I got a little scared when it was 97 days. Yes, yes. So please, we also have corporate sponsorships. So if you own a business or you have a friend that you think might want to donate, we rely on that money as well. Put your name out. We encourage everybody to frequent your business. And it really helps the kids. We're a nonprofit, so the donation is excellent. Anybody have any questions? I think that's all I've got.
We also are working on several restaurant nights. We have one with Bell Creek coming up. We have several with Bistro 804. We have one with Coco and Hazel. So if you want to order dinner or go get ice cream, have an ice cream date with your kid, you can mention Freeman at these, and we will post these on our social media accounts, which are listed. Do you mind going back? I'm sorry. They're listed here at the bottom. We do have a Facebook and an Instagram, and we post all of our information there. So look out for those. They'll also be in the Freeman Forward every week. And I just want to reiterate what Valerie said. This is completely funded by parents and the community. And it's been going on for, what, 30 years? I graduated here in 2002 from Freeman, and I went to an all-night graduation party, and it was a blast, and I remember it very clearly. So your donations are just really, really appreciated, and basically we need them to be able to host the party the way we want to for your kids to keep them safe. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
My parents graduated from Freeman, and I was telling them about the ANGP, and my dad was like, how do I donate to that A, and what can I do? And I was like, heck yeah. So he did that. I was like, go Mavs. I'm gonna turn to our yearbook, you guys, is incredible. And while Mr. Abel, our sponsor, is not here today, we have one of our yearbook editors here who's gonna be talking about senior ads. They've been working incredibly hard to make an incredibly beautiful book, so I'm really proud of all the stuff that they've been doing, all the coverage they've had. This is a really great opportunity for your kids to personalize their book and make it a little bit more of their own. I feel very passionate about this. I was a yearbook sponsor, so I know how hard it is. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you and stop talking.
Hi everyone, my name is Gracie. I'm the yearbook editor-in-chief. So like she said, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ads and then a couple other things. If you're interested in a senior ad, they go at the end of our book, and you can do either a full page, half, quarter, or eighth of a page, and all the prizes are up here. They're also, I'm sure, have been sent out in Freeman Forward and plenty of other places. Those are going to be ordered online at yearbookordercenter.com, which is Herff Jones Order Center, and you have to, when you go to that website, put in our code, which is that 25230. That's how you access the entire Freeman page for Herff Jones. Basically, you go in and you customize them yourself. So you pick what pictures, colors, if you want to write a message to your child, that's fully up to you and fully customizable on there. That deadline is going to be March 31st, so just making sure we get those in before spring break is really what we're looking to do. And then something else that we're doing this year is this brand new, we've never tried to do this before, is a signature booklet. So our yearbooks come out in the fall of the next school year. So these books for your seniors won't be coming out until August, which is great because we get to add prom and graduation into them, but we miss that signing yearbooks, which I feel like was a big part of when I was in elementary and middle school, was signing our yearbooks before the summer. So we haven't gotten to do that past couple years, so we really wanted to make sure that our seniors had a way to do that this year. So at our senior field day, we'll have a time where if you buy one of these booklets, we'll get together and write messages to each other, remember each other by. They're only $10, and they will have a sticky strip insert, and they'll insert into your actual yearbook. So they'll also have some other pages that are exclusive content that we're not putting in the actual book, but it'll flow seamlessly with your yearbook if you purchase one of those as well. Those can be ordered in OSP. They can also be accessed at the same website that you do your senior ads, which is at yourbookordercenter.com. You can order your ads, your booklet, and your actual yearbook all at that website. So I would recommend just going there, seeing what you're interested in. It's a one-stop shop. I think that's it.
Thank you. Nice job. Mr. Abel, he's our yearbook advisor. His email address is also up there for you. He said to please contact him with any questions that you might have about that. I love that we're doing this. It's a really cool, I love that it's brand new. We're doing it for the first time. I don't really know of other schools doing this, so it's a great opportunity to create that memorable moment for you and for your senior. Just a couple points of contact. I am obviously the senior class administrator, but Ms. Cook, don't tell her I did that. Ms. Walhall and Coach Cook are the two senior class sponsors. They've been working incredibly hard all year long, and they're going to continue to do so, making this a memorable last semester for your senior. Morgan Meadows is one of our school counselors, and she's also the graduation co-chair, and Susie Good, you guys know. She is in charge of our senior honors assembly, scholarships, all of that. So we are here to literally answer any question that you might have. Please don't ever hesitate to contact us. This is a lot of information. It comes very quickly. So please don't ever think, oh, I'm sorry I'm wasting your time with this, but you're not. We would much rather you reach out once, twice, 100 times if needed. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable about all the things coming your way. Couple of ways to stay informed at all things at DSF.com, the community, the Freeman Forward that Dr. Marshall sends out. You know that I am not shy about sending parent square messages. I try not to send them like on a Monday, because I know if you have kids in like a lot of other schools, it's this barrage of messages. So I try to spread it out a little bit. I'm sorry for over-communicating. Schoology, the class of 2024 Schoology page, your students are going to be receiving a lot of the same information. And then our class officers are running the senior class Instagram account at DSF_class_of_24. They're doing a great job with that. I'm like, hey, I need you to post this, and probably within an hour, they have it up there for you guys. I never want it to be a situation where none of y'all know what's coming up or what seniors need to do. So those are just ways for you guys to stay involved and to stay informed. And that's the last thing that I have for y'all tonight. I'll stay after if you have any questions about anything, but thank you so much for taking your time to be here. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night and week. Thanks, guys.
I know. Give me a little grace. I'll see you later.
Have some common ground.
There was an extra generation. My grandmother's really very, very young. There's an extra generation. Well, and her great-grandmother was older and my grandmother was right. I really appreciate it. He started the slogan. Oh, did you? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mom said, who did you go with? Oh, how funny. Oh yeah, when we were in like 5th grade. Mom's great. Mom's great. Yeah, we got to visit. Oh, okay. Is that what we have to look forward to?
Thank you so much for being here. Please reach out to me if you think of anything. Absolutely. It's nice to meet you. How are you? So, working cousins, I don't know yet. I really pushed. I pushed yesterday. I was like, I know you tell me. We never really have that meeting. So I tried. But I would really get when it gets out, should know that the next couple of weeks. Because I think they're going to do like, I can't do it. Very happy to know that we were able to have the same tickets as last year. So I think every senior.
It's just as weird as you think it is. Whatever you imagine.
Yeah, and what I tell kids is, you know what, like, because I come from a big family and I needed like 18 tickets for my graduation. I was like, where are my twins and triplets in my class? They all need all those tickets. Can I have a couple of them? So, you know, I told them to kind of be creative with them every single one.
You could do that for
Yes. Those should be, they're not part of the secret class fees, so when it comes to it could be NHS fee, yes, it should cover all of that, and their sponsors will handle that, because we get passed out later. Okay.
wants to win?
No, they're usually released like mid-July, right? The dates kind of vary. Mid-July is when I'm used to when I'm talking lit. July 17th. Yeah. It could even be a little bit earlier, but, you know, it's so difficult. Getting out earlier, but they're basically the same as they were last year. So it's long enough for them to take it and forget about it, but they just kind of see it. So, absolutely, thank you. Because when they get his transcript, they should go to the transcript.
This, put it this way. So basically, there's a whole flood.
Hey Susie, can you turn the camcorder on? Yeah.
He just does actions.
Maybe try. I don't really either, but I'm gonna figure it out. I think it's just this button, right?